Good morning, London. Hello, Casey. I see you're already active in the chat and already busy with making money, I guess. I had to move a little bit because they had to do some stuff in the upside area, so that's why I was late. And I had to take a quick shower. Good morning, London. Hello, Casey. I see you. So yeah, so you see, I'm in a new. I'm just downstairs in the little lounge kitchen area. So I hope the setup is okay. Geez, what a market, right? I mean, just going up, 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 up. So pretty awesome, I guess. But it's hard to trade a little bit. But yeah, Casey, market looks somewhat bullish. Hey, Methor Z, you're also back. Everyone is here. The OGs. I haven't. I just did quickly. I did my journaling. And I didn't have much time. Did you guys look at the 2 a.m.? Because I still have to. Obviously, I'm still working on that one, right? But it's 2:20 now. Let me just quickly go to the. Let me see. Hey guys, I trade yesterday. I mean, I was really like, if I really can give you some advice with FOMC, go back in your charts and study the behavior of the two-stage delivery. There's always a fake move, and then there's the real move. Almost always. So always do not trade at 2 p.m. or just when there's like one big move and it's 2:15. Let it go, because sometimes it's another fake out, and then always wait until you get some confirmation. So that's why I had quite a bit of confirmation on that trade, because I've been really I'm not well studying. Yes, I have been studying that move. Now I could always fake you out again, but go back in your charts and then FOMC 9 out of 10 times it's two-stage delivery. And once you know, okay, the first stage is done, then the real move comes. So yeah, I just want to point it out because until I didn't know that, I got caught up many times in that move because it's sort of like it trickled down, and then you think, oh, we're going short. It's a short, right? But once you know FOMC's two-stage delivery, it won't fool you anymore. And sometimes they do the move a little bit later, and sometimes, so you have to be aware. Obviously, I guess they have mix-up algos to fool us. Because at first I thought, oh, 2:30, that's the time, and then I still went in, and then I still got caught up. And I think also yesterday it was also a little bit later, right? So, yeah, do get it. Go back in your charts and look into those former FOMC, and you can catch really nice moves after the 2 p.m. move. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, let's see here. Do you want to mark the 150? Does this look familiar to you guys? If I mark this area, because I'm marking it now almost, right? I think we had one of these. So we took out another high here, as you can see. Let's see, the 210 here. We did not do it in the macro. We just did it outside the macro here. So we took a PD array outside macro, but we are allowed to extend the macro a few minutes, right? If it's, did it do it 2:15? Because that's important to me. 2:16, 2:15. We did not take another high. Okay. Now what did this macro do? I need to have a little bit more higher time frame. So Casey, you're bullish. Let me see what you said. Taking another look, if we can't pass 369, we could be looking at shorts. 369. Yes. Okay. Gotcha. So you guys saw how I calculate. So if you are in an extension with an extension, I mean, you need to calculate your premium discount in a different way, right? Or the OTE levels, because sometimes it doesn't need to retrace all the way back, because it's on a mission. It just wants to have minimal retracement and just go continue up, 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 up. And a lot of people say, oh, it needs to come down now because it's up. No, it does not. It can do it for days. I've seen it do this for 3 days in a row. Maybe even, I don't know, I can't remember, but that's how they fool people by thinking, oh, it needs to go where there's so much liquidity downstairs. We need to go down. But they don't really. No, they can keep it up whatever they want. So, but so we're bullish until we're not, right? Yes. So we have midnight here. I just want to go to the higher time frame a little bit. We started a new 4-hour candle. Hey, I'm not going to make the same mistake like yesterday. I'm just focusing on the 4-hour. Remember, I just didn't see the 1 hour, which was so significant. Okay, we have a future. Do we have a future breaker here? What are you doing, Dolly? See, in the 1 hour, this is a beautiful future breaker, right? You see that? A future bearish breaker. So, okay. Ooh, guys, do you see something? I want to, Casey or Method Z, I know you know what I'm looking at. What makes me very excited right now in the 1 hour? You tell me. What makes me extremely excited? If you guys are still here, I want to hear it from you because I have been mentioning it so many times. What is making me excited? No. Well, actually, yes, I see, but I'm actually looking at something else. I see now you pointed that out, but that is not as exciting as the other one. I didn't see that one, what you're saying. You're looking at this one right here, but look here. Look at this one here with a big wick. Why? Because the wick is going to be a rejection block, right? So this one will just need a little bit of manipulation, but then it doesn't go all the way. It will, so I'm going to grade this already. So this on the 1 hour. Here we go. So that's for maybe later today. Hey, those things make me very excited. Here we go. Now this one here, yes, that's a nice one to also spot. But it's not a big, how big is the area here? 309 to, yeah, so this is just a few ticks. That doesn't make me too excited. But it's still an area that might have a little bit of a resist, but it's very small. You see that? But this one is a little bit larger. So this one is 379. Okay, to let's say 20 points. Okay. Now, so what I would do right now, are you in an insane short? You know what I'm going to do at the moment? I would like to have a short from this area now because I see this here. Let's see. I'm just looking at the 1 hour. We could have a continuation, right? We don't have a fair value gap here. Either we're going to go down. We don't have anything here. Let me look at the 4 hour. Because, you know, this has been formed yesterday, 8 o'clock. So it had enough time like if it would be um, if it would have just been formed, I know, okay, it's not going to go there. But we're still in a market. Look, on the 1 hour, we are clearly in a market maker. We're in a buy program, right? You can see we are now, but it could be a retracement only, and then it goes back later. So let's see. Let's do some calculations. You see that 0.702 is exactly the end of the macro time. Do you guys see that? Okay, in all honesty, I am not sure about long or short. We're in the OTE area of the dealing range. So yes, Casey, you could be right for a short. On the other hand, I'm seeing the flat top. So I'm a little bit, I just need a little bit more information at the moment because I do see, I would have been short if I didn't see the flat top, to be honest, the flat top, to be honest. But it could be a nice area for a short because we had a little gap here, right? We're at 702. There is liquidity. We've got a lot of liquidity down. But the macro gave a move up, right? We took out liquidity, but not in the macro. So are we going to continue now? Is it a continuation move, right? What time is it? 2:30 to 4. We start a new zone. We've got a fair value gap here. Okay, so Wednesday. So if it would take out this candle, right? It's not a Wednesday high. It's a Wednesday low. Internal. Are you guys more? Okay, you already closed it. Yeah. I don't know, KC. To be honest, I'm a little bit in. It's a little bit in a zone for me that I can trade it both ways. So that means for me that I need to wait a little bit longer. But I would be inclined to say, no, I don't know actually. I'm actually thinking of saying something, but I really don't know at the moment. I really don't know. Let me just let me have a look at some other things. Okay. There's another thing that I would like to point out. Let me go to the higher time frame, the 1 hour here. Okay, we have a breaker here, right? Let me mark this. I'm just gonna highlight only the highest candle here. Bullish breaker. Here we go. $260 below midnight. Are we going to go to the breaker and then retest and go back up, right? So I'm sort of thinking if we are going to be bearish, I would like it to go into this breaker, retest, then go back up. 375. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to leave this gradient on because this is something we really have to look at. When we go back up, it will reject in this area. Most likely, it will not take this liquidity out at once. It will reject, go into the range, and then there's another move maybe, or it will go back further down. But I'm leaving these gradients on so I don't forget about it. Because if I see a flat top, bottom, and a wick, I get excited. Because it helps me really frame how price will behave in that area. It's a high probability. It's always high probability, guy. I mean, you know that, right? If I say that, not anything is always certain, but if you see things happen 7 out of 10 times, it is a good thing, right? Okay. Are we getting bearish? Yes. Are we? The only thing is that this wick here is bothering me a little bit, so we're very close. I just don't know. It's the breaker aligns with the 4-hour FEG also. Yeah. So it's funny if you start looking at these things, how they align, right? Uh, 4-hour. Let me check. Yes. So like ICT, he always uses these wicks, right? As so sometimes it might be that it's going to use, if it does only taps into the big area, you can always use one of those wicks to also to measure. This is the 4. Let me see the daily. If we have a daily wick that I'm missing. Ooh, you see that, guys? If we would follow ICT's logic, because he's always using those daily wicks in his videos, he's grading them. Let's grade this one. Let us follow, just because I only see ICT using the daily wicks, and then I'm like, yeah, but what about lower time frames? Well, I guess we're just gonna do this right now and see how. Wow, do you see that? The 0.5 of that wick is exactly the 0.5 of the 1-hour breaker. Okay. I will leave the daily wick levels on. I'm not going to grade the 4-hour fair value gap, but I'm just going to keep on the 1-hour breaker and the wick, the daily wick levels. So yes. So guys, so if I'm getting all these levels in advance and I don't have a trade right now, I really don't care, because the more I get into these levels and the more I do my analysis, at some point, when it starts moving, you sort of like obviously you never know 100%, but it really helps to frame your future trades. And sometimes in London, I don't have a good trade, or I'm stopped out because I'm either too early, but then I know that level or that trade might work out in AM session, or so London is actually such a luxury that we have if we are able to trade both London and the AM session. And obviously we want good trades in London, right? But if not, it just really helps you get the intel for a later move. And I'm always willing to let a move go if I'm just not 100% certain, if that's sort of like, because we've got 8:13 news as well. And so I love these Thursdays that we have 8:13 news. It's not NFP week anymore because they moved NFP week all the way to next week. So I hope it is not the Thursday of NFP, because that's my worst week actually, to be honest. But if it's not, then mostly in week 3, but sometimes in week 2, Thursdays are my best days, because then you get the distribution moves. And I'm a distribution move trader. I love the larger moves, preferably over 50 points. So that's what I'm looking for all the time. So that's why sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to frame a trade. because I'm just looking for the larger moves. But I'm also practicing scalping. I am. So, but anyway. So I guess we're stuck in consolidation again, right? I guess we're stuck in consolidation. Um, Now I do see on the 4 hour that we do have a little fair value gap here, but if I look at this candle here, so the 10 o'clock one, we did actually now looking closer at the 4 hour, what do I see? I see we tapped in the fair value gap, so that's internal liquidity, right? Then I would say, are we then going to take external liquidity? So are we just going up first into, because now I see this candle did go up into this wick already on the 4 hour. Okay. Now the question is, what is this 4 hour going to do? Because we already took out internal with this candle. The open price, always, that's very important, right? If we open, if the body opens above the open price, that's a very bullish signal. But what did it do? Let me see. What is the closing price of this one? 355.25, and the open price here. Open 35. Okay, we did open. So this candle, the 4 hour candle, did open above the closing price of the previous. Now we went into internal liquidity, right? Because there's a fair value gap. The 4 hour went to take it out, and then it moved back up, right? You go to the open, the low. So that's the manipulation move, the high, and then back into the range, the 20-30%, right? So it's the same like every candle is like a TGIF. It's OHLC, open, high, low, close. This is the manipulation move, distribution, right? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Here you got your accumulation, your manipulation, and then the distribution move. So you see we're starting to get bullish again. You know what I'm wondering now? If I should grade this candle here, this wick, I mean, not the candle, but the wick. And I'll show you why. Here you go. You feel like a dolly, you lazy cat. I'm just watching at the moment because I really can't frame anything favorable right now. I know it's 244. Fair value gap We did take out the wick, but this one is now, if this one would be a high, right? If it would be a daily high, then it would be an easy trade, right? Because then we take out a daily high and then obviously we go to the downside. But because we've got this large wick here, it could just take its time to work itself in that wick, you know, because a wick is considered a gap. So it's an imbalance. So it can take its time to unbalance that imbalance, right? So that's why when you see something like this, even though we took out the internal liquidity here, a fair value gap, right? This wick goes into it. And then it goes into this wick, but it's not external liquidity yet. So we're still like in this no man's land, because this would have been a nice long, right, from here, because you know, okay, we're in a fair value gap, and now you know we're going back up because it took the liquidity, the internal liquidity. So let me see that what time was this was the 10 o'clock. Let's see, the 10 to 2. How did the 10 to 2 move go? Let me go to the 5-minute. Ooh, that was my beautiful trade from yesterday. That was such an awesome trade. 10. So that was 6 to, so here we got the 4-hour opening, right? Which was also the opening of the future market. So you have your open, we go up, then we go down. Oh no, we started at 10. Here we go. We started here, 10. Then you have the manipulation move to the downside, right? So you're open, you go a little bit up, then you go down. And then you go back up here. 10, 10, 10. There you go. And then we go into the close of the, so this is the close of the candle. So you see it's like here. Boom. So this is like AMD, right? Your accumulation. Then you got your manipulation and then the distribution move of the candle. So you have to think, I'm always looking at 4-hour candles like that, especially also that's why my model is built around my 10-4 model in the AM session. It is built around the accumulation, manipulation, and then I trade the distribution move. So you always want to try to get into the manipulation move of that candle. So that's how I build my models. So that's what I'm trying to, but now I cannot, you know, if I'm looking at this 4-hour candle, I might think, okay, we're going to get a lot of back and forth, but it's going to use this body now, maybe even this wick, but we are stuck now because we took liquidity in this 4-hour candle. It doesn't look like a continuation to the downside. So for me, it's very hard to frame my AMD setup because I just, you know, we just finalized one, and yeah, we're in no man's land at the, you know, I call that no man's land. I do notice that we hit 0.66 here, which might be enough to go maybe deeper into the fair value gap. We could go deeper into the fair value gap here, right? Or we could reject from here. Looks like a short. $2.49. Let's see. Anyone else has a bias or analysis for the? Oh, look what do we have here on the 5-minute? What do I see again? Oh, why are you doing this? Yeah. Hi, Lindy. You see on the 5 minute, you can see the bodies are respecting the 0.66 level of that wick here. This is exactly this wick. It could be enough for a move down. She's not really running, right? It is going down, but it's just not like a really nice move to there's not really I would rather have a large distribution, move to the downside, and then maybe have a nice silver bullet, a London silver bullet. But I just want more information right now because it could go down a little bit and then go back up into this area and then go further down, or are we done? We're still in the market, it's still like a nice market maker, unfinished market maker buy model, but yeah, we did have consolidation here. So let's see. Um, I don't want to put any risk on at the moment for this. Not enough for me. Casey, are you in a short? I guess you might be in a. You're getting good in those shorter moves, right? Uh, are you already planning a short or a long? I'm just seeing consolidation on the higher time frame at the moment. I see, this and um, obviously a 4 hour candle will take a little bit more time to develop, and we're just in the first hour, so obviously it's too early. But let's have a look at the 1 hour, because that was the mistake I made yesterday. Remember that I didn't look at the 1 hour, and I missed so much valuable information. Let me get back to this one here, and I need to go to the 1 hour here. Here we go. Yes. Okay, I'm going to take off the lines for the macro. Here we go, because we need to see this. Yeah. Hey, what are you not getting? You need to go. Okay, so now we are moving to the downside because it took out, this is, yeah, so the 0.66, the 1/3, I noticed lately that when it hits that, it is enough. I had that last week as well, and I was aiming for this, and then it already went down here. So is it going to the flatty? Or is it using this wick here? Is it going to the breaker? Who is short? Okay, we're in a macro, by the way. 215, 240. Okay, let's see how it reacts at this macro, at this breaker. So this is a 5 minute breaker here. I just want to see if that's a retest. If it's a retest, I'm getting long. This is a very clear breaker, right? On the 5 minute. Um, we're in a macro. We're retesting a breaker within a macro. We've got an inversion here as well. Let's see how it's if it's going to be clear another move to the upside. I'm getting long. But if we're gonna, it looks a little bit bearish to be honest in this on the 1 hour. But remember, we're at 5 minutes before the end of the 1 hour candle. So mind you that if this is, so let's see, I'm going to wait another 5 just to see how this 1 hour candle is going to end. Let's see, we've got a wick here as well. I might get ready for a long, yeah, I think I'm getting ready for, I just need a little bit more confirmation, but let's see. No, looks bearish a little bit, right? But hey, we're touching midnight. What happens at midnight? Is disrespecting the breaker or not? If it disrespects it, it might be. I mean, I might take a short. I don't know, but I think this area gives a lot of information for me. I guess enough information to frame a good trade. I think I'm getting into this is a very tight stop loss here. This is just so if you put your here, this will be my trade then. Very tight stop loss. I didn't get in yet on my other account though. This is just on here. So I'm using the breaker time. We're in a macro, and this is the 0.5. So we're going just a little bit higher, and we're almost at the close of this candle here. So that's what I'm using as a confluence. But hey, it could break. I mean, it could break this breaker, right? But because let me go to the 1 minute here. If I'm wrong, I'm just gonna switch my bias to, but I think I'm not wrong. Yeah. Okay, let's see how that candle closes. Go on now. There we go. Yeah. See, it's respecting that 5 minute breaker now. I think that's good enough for me. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, I guess. I'm okay with that.
Order filled.
Very tight stop loss. It could slam through the breaker now as well. The only thing that I don't like is that this close, the open is below this body's close. So that's the only thing that worries me a little bit, but I'm just gonna give it some time, just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting out of the other, because I don't like the body, this body opened below that body. So I just took a quick scalp on my other account and I'm already out. Um, I'll leave this one on. If I'm stopped out, I'm stopped out. That's fine. I'm just gonna bring this just here. I just took a scalp. I just took it to here. I just didn't like the body. The body closed. It opened below this body here. So I'm just wondering, because it's midnight, obviously it will have a small reaction. But if it's, are we on the way down? Because it's now 3. Um, I might. I'm thinking of getting into a short now, to be honest. Yeah, because this is telling me that it's going to break this breaker and going to this larger breaker here. But let's see. I'm out of my other trade. I just took this move up here quickly. You always get a reaction from midnight, right? So it's safe trade in the sense of if you don't overstay. Like let's say it's going to go down, you still get a reaction here from midnight because it's a point of liquidity. But if it's just a retracement, it might go down. And I don't feel comfortable with the trade anymore, so I just got out. But it might still work. But also it opened below, and that's like a bearish, even though it might go into this body a little bit. But let's see what it does. I'm out of the trade already on my other account, but it might work out. But I just didn't feel comfortable. Yeah, I need to warm up a little bit, but it's still working, right? I guess I journal it, and then I see, next time I won't get out, I guess. Okay, let's see how far it goes. Um, oh, what am I doing? It's always a difficult area when you are in between wicks and that it is, when it took out like a 4 hour fair value gap and then it's going back up and we're sort of like in the middle of, well, like I said, I always call it no man's land. And even though now I use a 5 minute breaker, um, I'm always a little bit like, we've got a higher time frame breaker a little bit further down, which obviously has a little bit more significance at some point. So I am aware that if we are, the question really is, are we on the way to that breaker or are we just going a little bit higher into this wick? And as you can see, we are sort of like in consolidation now. We did take out the 0.66 level here, but yeah, it just, it's sort of like there is no fast movement. But hey, let's see at 3:30, we might get a really nice run, maybe to all the way to here, to that higher time frame breaker, right? You see, I'm not convinced about this long anymore. But let's see how far it goes. How many points did I take? I just took, well, actually, that was a quick scalp. I mean, I scalped today. In my warm-up scalp. Oh wow, it's just $30. Oh, that's okay. Hmm. Maybe at 3:30, we will see a nice move. If it will go to 0.5 here and then reject, right, that would be nice. Or even better if it goes up into this area here on top. But we'll see. We'll just keep on adjusting and reassessing, and this is constantly just monitoring and changing, not really changing, but just getting more intel and framing a trade. But it looks bearish, right? A little bit. You see also what you see a lot, if you see like a 1 hour fair value gap here, that it sort of like stays in here for a couple of hours, right? You can see that here happening. So we have this body here, now this body, and then it's now bouncing around between the wick and the breaker. Just higher time frame, time distortion. Hi, Popje. You want to come with me? Lay down and sit. Hello, my love. Come here. Come. Let me say hello. Oh, you're so pretty, darling. Oh, my little girl. Oh, no, I call her my little girl, but oh, she's anything but little. I've got a rescue, and she's apparently she was like little tiny when I got her, but apparently she's half Maine Coon, so she grew. She's a girl, but I mean, she got huge, and I still call her my little one. And everybody, what do you mean, your little one? She's huge. I'll show you how little you are, but I still call her my little one. You are. You're so big. Oh, you're such a big girl. And you're so cute. Come on. This is my little girl. Sure, puppy. I love you. Yeah, I love you. I'm streaming quite a bit now, so uh, they are like, oh yeah, yeah, I love you too. So yeah, oh, I'm getting a little kiss. Thank you, my love. Kiss. My kiss. I'm spending so much time behind my laptop, and normally there I give a lot of attention to them, but now they're sort of like, and then they start messing up with the setup and trying to throw down the lamps and things like that. But so sometimes I just pick them up, and give them some attention, I guess. Oh gosh, okay. Let's see. Now, what are you going to do in Q? It's 10 past 3 now. Um, there we go. Okay, so the 5 minute breaker is still doing its job. Now the question is, how far will you go up? Are you going to go up into that wick, or are you going to go up into this little juicy flat top? So one of my weaker things in trading was moving my stop loss too fast. I think the people that were with me yesterday evening could see that I had it was actually a good trade. The analysis was good. It was the short with the actually in the first stage of delivery, but I moved my stop loss too fast, so I got stopped out. Yeah, it was in profit though. It wasn't a loss because it was I think it was break even or a little bit above break even, but it's a shame because if you move it too fast, you miss out on your winning trade. Um, so that's something I'm really working on. So for example, now it didn't really move that much yet, so I'm just leaving it here because it could go down into one of these wicks again. So I have nothing here to really frame it on to really move it. So I need to leave it there until we might get let's see it's 12 past 3 now. So I'm hoping that we might get a continuation run to the upside before, and then 3:30 we might get the maybe either the return. I am more inclined. Oh yeah, see, um, yeah. You see, I even missed that one because it's very small. So there's also the first presented fair value gaps. I use the first presented fair value gaps of every session. There's also one in London, obviously, and you see with the 1 minute here printed, it's a horrible small one because we've just been into consolidation. But the bodies are now respecting the. You see here we went below it, but now we are wicking above it, so that actually keeps me in my trade. Um, and now if we get some distribution to the upside, I might go to break even on this one here. But this is a positive sign at the moment. But on the other hand, this is very small, and it could just wick all the way back down. But it looks a little bit bullish now again. So you know, so when I talk a lot, obviously because I'm on stream, but I'm just going over my analysis. Like for example, this confused me a little bit. So we had to open below the close. That's normally a bearish sign, yeah. But we are now in the middle of this body, so it could still reject right from here, that it just goes into this body, right? That's like the manipulation move of the 1 hour candle, because we're in the first quarter of a 1 hour candle. So think about that. You have an open, high, And then we go to the downside, right? So as long as we don't pass the 50% of this body, I'm still aware that we could slam down. And we're just, 15 minutes in. So that's how I use the candles: open, high, low, close. And because we open lower, I am inclined to think that we are bearish. Look, we always get a reaction from the midnight, so this could be enough, right? So I think I'm getting out, to be honest. I think this might be a good short, actually. But just wait, because it's highly manipulated at the time. Yeah, I'm taking this trade out because I think we are below the first percent fair value gap now. Let's see if it doesn't wake back up. You see how this candle, it looks bearish to me, and that we are now creating the manipulation move of the 1 hour candle. So this is going to be the wick on the top if we are going down, right? So, and we just remember we are only 15 minutes in. But on the other hand, are we respecting this 5-minute breaker? So are we going further up? It's a difficult read, to be honest, for me now. I'm not in any trade on my evaluation, sim, or live at the moment. I just took this very small scalp from here, this spike up, and then I just was okay. I just don't want to be in this, and also I don't know if it's bullish or bearish from here. This is like really no man's. It could do anything here from here, in my opinion. I don't know if anyone else has a good. Maybe I'm missing something. But I can frame a long and I can frame a short from here. I can frame them both now. So let me see. What's the 4 hour doing? I'm just curious if anyone else has a theory, or look at the 4 hour, how it's behaving, right? So we are now in 1.5 hours on the 4. On the 4 hour, I am bullish. Then I would say, okay, the 4 hour we are in this wick and we're on our way up into the higher end of this wick. That's what I would. But if I look at the 1 hour, I'm bearish. But then again, we can futz around literally from here all the way. So it could go all the way into midpoint of this wick and then go up here. I don't know. No, we'll see. We just have to wait. If it's going to break this 5-minute breaker, then I can frame a trade maybe to this breaker here. There's enough space enough room to have a good distribution move to the downside, I guess. Consolidation again, consolidation, but we don't mind really. 3:18, so we've got 12 more minutes before 3:30, but let's see if maybe 3:20 is already the start of a move. It gives us some. I'll go to a little bit lower time frame because I want to see the manipulation move. 1 hour. I want to see it go up to here. That would be my preference. 372. 372. Difficult area, guys, for me. Don't know what to say. I cannot really give any clear trade at the moment. I'll have some more coffee. Actually, the good thing about this area is that I'm near my kitchen, so I can easily go into my kitchen when it's consolidating and get some food and stuff like that. Otherwise, if I would be upstairs, it's I have to go down the stairs and it takes more time. And here I'm just ready to fuse. I guess that's a good thing, right? Yeah, always good to be near food and drinks. Okay, well, let's see. What are we doing here? So Asia low. Okay. Oh, okay. Asia high is at 378 because it started at 8 o'clock, right? So let's see. It's not technically. It's also a flat top on the 3 minute. Um, June and Q. Ooh, let's see. Let's see. Now we are in turncoat. Okay, 312. Okay. Pum, 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 pum. Yeah, we are also in. There's so many fair value gaps to the left. If you look on the 5 minute, right, you've got bullish all the way from Wednesday. Then we've got a bearish one. So is it a reclaimed bullish or a bearish fair value gap now? We're still in the whole area here. So we went above it already. Now we're below it. Hmm. Now let's see. 323. So this continuation moves can start at 20-ish, right? Um, but we're still in that consolidation area. I do like that this, even though it's a very small first percent. I just want to say that the bodies are respecting it, but now we had a body go through it, right? The moment I say it, but we can still wick back up. If we wick back up and the body stay below above it, then I would stay bullish. But now, the moment I'm saying it, we see a body going through it. Um, oh, wow. That's what we like to see. Some large distribution now. Nice. You see how tricky this is, this price action? You don't want to be in this. Wow. And it's again now a bar. You see, it's just wicking. It's just wicks and just barcoding. I'm not touching this, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm not touching this at all. Not yet. Now, look at that. There was another retest of the breaker, literally. You see that? Of that 5-minute breaker. Let's go to the 5-minute. I just want to see if that level, if I did not. Okay, let me just add the wick of the breaker. Okay. We just need the top. We just need this area for it to retest. We don't care about the bottom. I'm just only interested in this top area of that breaker. But you know, if it keeps on retesting it, it is highly it might break at some point, right? Because you want to see a retest and then it moves away from it. You don't want to see retest, and then at some point it weakens it. And I think this is the only movement that you had from the midnight, because you can always get a reaction from midnight, because it's a liquidity point, and then it consolidates and then it moves away from it again because it's done its job. But like I said, because of the open here, it was lower. I'm more inclined to think bearish, and then we want obviously to see the whole breaker being disrespected. But it's a little hard to read now because it keeps on tapping into this wick of that breaker. But most of the times when it does that, it does weaken it. You want to see it move away from it, right? Not retest over and over. And we're still in this area here. We just see now it's going deeper into this range. Might be a good short actually. 310, 310. So yeah, it looks bearish now, right? And we might go 330, almost 330. Let's just see. I just don't want to get in. Preferably Asia high first, then low into, yeah. But it already, the thing is, it already hit one of those key levels for me in that wick, which is the 1/3 level. But I would preferably see it go here, which is around that Asia high, right? This 372-ish. We might get a nice distribution move to the downside. It might be very fast. You see now the 1-hour candle. So we formed the wick here. Yeah, I'm getting into a short. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's a short. Let's see. Stop loss right above here. Should I be bold? Take it all the way to the breaker. Yeah, it's going to be a good trade, I think. It might be a little bit too low for one move. You see, I'm just looking at the 1-hour candle here. So I'm sort of like, I'm anticipating it to break the breaker. and then go, well, this maybe might be a better spot for a shorter term. But you see how bearish the 1 hour candle is becoming, right? So we formed the wick here, the manipulation move. And now we're getting, well, let's see, we're not out of the blue yet. I want to get one here. I'm going to go in with micros. I'm going to take one off here and then leave a runner to this breaker. That's what I'm going to do now. Yeah. So this will be my 1 TP. This is my runner to the breaker here. Now let it go. TP1. And this will be my, now it is a tricky area. Why? It's this wick again here. See on the 15-minute? Here. It needs to break. Come on, break. Now I'm trusting time over price now because of time and the consolidation, right? I'll go on the 5-minute to show the move. Now remember the whole breaker is this, right? So see, it's still in this area here. I took my trade already off here. That was a very quick because if you have a micro, leave it to here. Okay, we're running. No. I want to see break midnight. You need to break midnight. Come on. Break midnight. When it's getting to 340, I'm getting out of the trade. I'm just giving it some time. I want to move, because it would have been the start of a continuation move, but if it doesn't move, I'm getting out, even maybe at 338. Okay, come on, move. If it's hovering around midnight, still in half a minute, I'm getting out. Then I don't trust the move anymore. You need to start running or not. Come on. I think it's not time yet. I think it's going to wait for the macro at 350. Okay, I'm getting out. Time is not ready to do anything yet, so I'm getting out of this trade. Um, it's not running at the moment. So normally you have a 320, right? It can be so I always around this time I always get like, and it's like around hovering around midnight. So I'm just wondering if it could, spike back up and then make another move down. So I would have preferred to see it already get out of this 5 minute breaker, and it's not. Now it looks bearish, right? But the time just could not be right. Maybe the time is just not there yet. So, and I just don't want to. I've been. This is the time that I get fooled, that it takes me out, and then I lose because I think the move is still right, but you know, it could just. It's just gonna take its time. Time distortion, you know. I think because it's a Thursday, we have 8:13 news as well. So I think we might get some nice moves again. Obviously, I don't think we're done to the upside. Um, so I think, what I'm thinking now, that it's really taking its time to go down. Because if it goes down too fast, there is, um, it already knows what moves it's going to make today. The algo is already scripted. So, um, it takes its time maybe to make the manipulation move today, I guess, and then, so I guess we're the ones that are having to deal with it. So, but let's see. Yeah, 4 o'clock is coming. My favorite time, 4 hour candle, the 4 o'clock time. I use the 4 o'clock a lot in my analysis and in my models. So we'll see. You see how it just hangs in there, right? And it's sort of like, um, well, as long as I don't lose money, I'm fine. I don't mind not making any. I made a little bit, but let me see, how much am I up today? I'm up 163 bucks. It's not a lot, but it's okay. I mean, for a London session, for uh, seeing it's going back up. Let's wait till the next macro. So that's about a few minutes. Let's see what it is. It doesn't look very extremely bullish. It does look weak, the structure, right? But yeah, I have seen it go back up and respecting the breaker. But it's not like, it's just been, look how many retests we had here. One, and then one lower. And then, the bodies are really staying now below the breaker, below the top, right? So I'm still bearish a little bit, um, so to speak. Yeah, there we go. And you see this nice wick. Now the best trade obviously would have been around this area here, right? So now I've been noticing a lot, if I use these levels and I use the 1/3, that it does react very strongly from the 1/3 and just also for a really good move to the downside or upside. But I'm gonna look into that more and get, more. What time was that? I wasn't on yet. Yeah, see, that's the point. Um, I came late today because I had to move because they're working in my other area. So, but anyway, we'll see. Um, Let me get the TP off. But I guess once we start running, I'm going to leave it on because I do think once we start running, we have a fair value gap here, right? It's just going to disrespect it and go straight to this breaker, or are we going to hang out here again then? Are we going to have consolidation here? Hey, we also could just hang out. We just, price most likely, or I don't know, but it could just also, just it doesn't go lower than this area. Could be. And then we just consolidate all day or all morning until 8:30ish in this area. I would say it would make another leg down maybe, right? Or just make another little bit of a significant move, but not. What time is it now? 3:45, I think. Um, We're out of the breaker now to the upside. Okay. Okay, thank you. Let's see what you want to do on fourish. um, 3:48. Let's see. 2 more minutes before the macro starts. Um, it still doesn't look very. It still looks bearish to me. If I look at the higher time frame, right, you can see the 1 hour body how it's behaving, right? We never made it above the 1 hour, and we have got like two full bodies here. But hey, um, it's a crazy market now. It could fake us out anytime, right? We're still in that 5 minute breaker, so as long as we're in that breaker, it's still undecisive, I guess. It does indicate more bullishness than bearishness, but if you look at the 1 hour, I'm bearish. I'm 5 minute bullish, 1 hour bearish. I really want to see some. Okay, let's see now what the what is bringing. Um, if anyone has trouble trading this, it's not you, really. It's really not you. It's just really the market is very, and especially around this time, right? It's just been. I think this was the best move here, but we missed it. Mhm. Okay, let's go. Come on, NQ. Oh, by the way, I am getting in. I didn't get into it yet because I didn't have the time, but I will be doing gold, so GC and micro GC, and also going into CL analysis in oil. So gold and oil will be on my on the menu, as well as some feedback of some of my very valuable followers. So yeah, if people have no forex, please, but if people have any other instruments that they are interested in, let me know, because I can, at some point, I realize I'm very comfortable with NQ, but I have to get out of that comfort zone a little bit, and just go into analysis of other instruments. And I might not even trade them, but just go over them and look into them. So yeah, let me know if there's anything else that has your interest. Um, but yeah, gold and CL will be on the menu as well. And I guess it might offer also some more trading possibilities, right? Um, I don't know if there's if gold is just as if there's what I've heard is that especially in pre-market gold does really well. Now oil is also depending on macro factors like geopolitical things and stuff like that. But I guess it's always good to keep an eye on them, right? I actually never track. I do look at the dollar, but I stopped using it in my analysis because sometimes they're just really decoupled, or obviously it's decoupled, but or I mean, they have an inversion relationship. But hello, Arafat, how are you doing? How's it going? No, oh, I hate forex. No forex, but silver might be a good one. Yeah, yes, and Q, gold and silver. Oh, silver might be a good one as well. I heard silver's a crazy one as well, and I love the crazy ones, I guess. I think that's a good one. Maybe that's better than crude oil, right? I can always do crude in the back, but if it's not, do you actually trade silver as well and gold, Meta? Yeah, no, I have I despise I really have nothing with forex. I don't like it. But silver is a good one. I think that's a good one. Yes. So do you trade it actually? Gold is best. Yeah, I know you love gold, right? Yeah. So yeah, you're the one of the uh, crypto bros, aka Arafat. He was the one who actually said, "Hey, you need to do more other things as well." So I got a lot of good feedback from you guys. So yeah, and besides Arafat, there were two others that also mentioned that, maybe you should, do some other things besides the NQ. So like I said, I go at some point for me now. Yeah, I'm married. Yeah, hey, I am married to NQ as well. I mean, we talked about that many times, right? I think our partners, they might hate NQ a little bit, but um, I don't, I think I think my boyfriend really sees it. I really enjoy it. And, he works a lot as well. So maybe he thinks, what, at least she's busy and she doesn't really, bother me too much because she's busy with her NQ. So I guess but yeah, I'm married to NQ as well. But yeah, so I'll start with analysis and do some paper trading just to get into and I know Dasha Lumi Trades. She used to be NQ all over, and now she didn't do well on NQ for a while, and then she branched out to gold, and she loves it, and she's doing really really well on it. So Yeah, so it's funny to see that some people really enjoy it, and even though other people say it's crazy and just but hey, I was looking at gold yesterday, and it was just it goes up, 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 up. But I guess what comes up, what goes up, goes down, right? So if you can catch the short on gold at some point, but yeah, I just need to get but I should just get over it and just put it on the screen. And if like Arafat, do you trade the the futures gold, or do you trade the pair gold? I'm just curious because I'm more interested in the uh, futures, obviously, so the GC. But I'm wondering if you say gold, what do you exactly trade? Oh, is Tanya okay? I've seen Tanya only been on NQ so far, but is she also thinking about doing gold? Yeah, I think it makes sense, right? I think Tanya will fall. I don't know about Tanya. I think Tanya is a little bit like myself, very comfortable with NQ. I haven't seen. I do watch Tanya sometimes. I watch Dasha a little bit more. But I do watch Tanya sometimes, but I haven't seen her. It's NQ so far, but I might have missed it. And also, I don't know if you guys know Kit. He used to be NQES, and he also, sometimes goes into gold as well, and he apparently he loves it too. So, but hey, I don't think I have to do things because other streamers are doing it. But I think it's always good to have a little bit more in your toolbox, right? And also it's also for me a way to be in touch with markets, to have more market knowledge in just what's going on overall, because I think that really helps you as a trader as well. But at least she does some. Oh, she does analysis on it. Oh, that's good. Okay. Yeah, I think Tanya's awesome. I think, and they're both of them really awesome. Um, and it takes what Tanya did. I mean, in all honesty, it takes balls what she did. She really started when she wasn't really. She just wanted to start uh, do her journey, and she really grew into it. And I mean, kudos for her. I mean, I love it how these, and I know Dasha was a little bit further in her journey or very profitable very quickly. Um, well, Tanya, she just went, she says, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm still not, there yet as a trader, but I'm just going to go live. And I mean, I don't think she expected the success that she had because she grew very fast. She deserves every bit of it, really. So yeah, I love seeing them. I mean, they're awesome, both of them. Um, but anyway, yeah, and I actually think even though you don't trade it, you should be able as a streamer, if you are, having a certain level of maybe let's call it expertise, you should be able to at least do analysis on it. And the more you are looking at it, the better analysis you can do for the people that, join your stream and maybe don't trade NQ, but I mean, you don't want to look at everything, but if you have like a package of, okay, hold on, 4 o'clock. I just have to watch a little bit because I just want to see. Now, what I'm seeing here is that we are not leaving this breaker here, right? The 5 minute breaker. It's 4 o'clock. We got a new hourly candle. Are we gonna get the move down now? Or are we continuing to the upside? Gosh, it's just this is horrible. Now's your time. Yeah. Well, um, yeah. So I'm just saying, like, I think you should be able to cater to you don't want to be things too distracted. Like if I don't if I would hate gold or silver, I would not do it. I'm only going to do things that I also like. But I think you need to figure it out if you like it or not. And but if somebody asks it, hey, can you have a look at silver or gold, and there's nothing to do on NQ, then you can just do analysis on it quickly. So I think that's good always to have. Yes. And who knows? I might, you don't know, but you need to always. I think in order to grow, you need to try out new things, and then you find out if you like it or not, right? So we'll see. But anyway, it's on the cards, guys. So Arafat, I'm going to do gold at some point. Not at some point, but it will be very soon. And silver. I'm going to take this TP away because if we're going to go up, I don't want to confuse anyone. That was in the initial trade, the initial when I thought we were going short. But again, you can see we retested. We're in this 5 minute break and it keeps on retesting it and it doesn't leave it. Um, where are we? Okay. Oh boys, guys, I really don't know. It looks more long to me now, to be honest. But I just don't like this price action. It's just a little bit too wicky. Um, it's a little bit too wicky for me to really be interested to trade it at the moment. So let's see if it's worthwhile to stay on. Let's wait until the end of this macro to see what it's doing and then reassess. Let me see. Um, okay, we are above the first presented. I think I'll do another I'll do another New York. I'll start normal session time in New York today because we got the 8:13 news. So I think it's going to be nice, and I've got the time. So I think I'll start the stream at 9:15 ish. Um, the thing is, if we're going to stop here, we might miss a nice. It might give the move in the pre-market, but hey, that's how things go, right? I mean, you just you miss it. Um, let's see now. There we go. I'm noticing something, guys. Are you seeing this suspension block? Remember that ICT always says if you see a suspension block, price will go back to it. What do we have here? It's exactly at the 50%. So I'm going to frame a long here, I think. Um, I'm going to change this in a suspension block color. I wonder what the name, why he named it suspension block. Is it like, oh my God, it's scary, or like, oh look up. See, it's exactly at the 5 minute, 5%, 50%. So I think I'm getting ready to frame a long because we're not leaving this area now. So TP is going to be the beginning of the suspension, and then my stop loss is just below here. Let me see if I did I frame it correctly. Below my 4 o'clock. Um, we are at 4:05. Am I getting in my other account? I think I'm just going to give it a little bit more time. I think because it's suspended between two gaps in the air. Suspended. Ah, gotcha. I was like, suspension is like suspended. Okay. I wasn't. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I thought, oh, suspension is like what is it? The meaning of suspension. I mean, I guess suspension. But it's a nice area, right? If I look at it, it's like, oh my god, it's actually exactly in one of those wig areas. And suspension is also, it's in the action of suspending someone or something, or the condition is being suspended. So it means like at a later point, things come back to it. He did say that because price will always come back to it. But the question is when, right? I mean, so, but because we're not leaving this 5 minute, we're not leaving this 5 minute, I'm sorry, we're not leaving this 5 minute breaker. I'm like, are we going to the upside again? And then going to the 0.5, right? Now I think my stop should be a little bit lower. I'm going to do it a little bit below this inversion here. Or it's not an inversion actually, it's okay, I'm not on any trade. I'm not on a trade in my other account. I didn't enter yet. It's too wiki at the moment. I mean, ooh, my voice. What is happening with my voice? I need my voice. Break out of the area. Come on. There's so much consolidation, right? Um, okay, the macro's almost done. So also what I did notice is sometimes when the macro time is over, then the run sometimes starts, right? So it's like, okay, we stop at 10 past, but then the move is. So now it's going back into the range. So it looks bearish, right, on the 1 hour. Bullish on the 5, 1 on the 1 hour, it's bearish. So what is it going to be? It doesn't make sense if it can go all the way up here now. Then it has to break this area here. think I'm getting out of this trade. Yeah. We're below the 4 o'clock. Let me just see if it's disrespecting this fair value gap here. Because then we're getting bearish, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, let it stop me out. Yeah. Yeah. Bearish, right? 326. Okay, now let's see if it's going to go all the way. 326. 321. It's 10 points. Are we now breaking the breaker? Are we now going through the breaker finally? Okay. So it looks, this already was an indication, right? This candle, but then it was a doji, but then indecisive. But now you can clearly see that we're getting a bearish move. We already had a wick here. Let's see if it breaks, we have a large candle through the midnight, and then, yeah, I'm still very eager on this larger breaker here, 259. So I think I'm getting in trade. I'm doing a micro on my other account. Just a small one, because I think if it starts running, it's going to go running. But it's been consolidating a long time. Yeah. Let's see what it does here. 309. Yeah, see, it's going to run now, I think. I'm in a micro on my other account. I just market ordered in. I just sometimes you can see them. It's like, oh, come on, go out of that breaker. Come on, go. Get out of that breaker. Yes. I just market ordered in here somewhere. I don't know. I just market ordered in. I thought, okay, the move is coming now. But I'm not overstaying. So this is the flat bottom, right? That might be one. If you have two micros on, take one off here if it reaches this, and then I would leave one to the higher time frame breaker. Oh, are you already going back in the range? Are you kidding me? Oh, I hate this price action. Now it's going. If this is just a fake out, do not get out of your position. Are you kidding me? Yeah, you're going. There we go. Thank you. And Q, finally. That was a good wait, wasn't it? I'll get to the 1 minute here because we need to see how the candles are forming. There we go. Beautiful move. This area is a little bit tricky here, flat bottom. It might reject here in this, it might wick here and then stop in this fair value gap. So be careful there. So right over here, there's a fair value gap here and a flat bottom. Or you're waiting for Asia's low? Okay. Well, I'm having a runner on. I took one off already, but you know, we've got a fair value gap here, so it's gonna it's not done yet with the move. Asia low. Yeah, so this is the only nasty thing about this price action, that it can wick, right? But it will, this candle will have a little more of a wick, but it could reject in this wick, but it's a very small one. So I do think it's going to just go into this area here. Let me see again. I need to see where Asia low is. Hey, the 420 move. Listen, I think we're going to get a continuation move at 420, 440-ish. But okay, Asia low. Yeah, Asia low 307. 307. 307. 307. Did we have SMT? I didn't actually watch SMT. I was just watching time and the breaker and um touches midnight again. Midnight is really like tested all the time. That is actually price action I don't like, when midnight is constantly retested on both sides. Um, in the breaker again. Nasty, nasty move. But it's just a fake. I don't think it's gonna be. Um, we see what happens a lot around this, when it doesn't take out those lows, right? Like Asia and stuff like that. Um, So ES went back into the fair value gap. What did NQ do? It's forming a fair value gap. Okay. Is this a bloody V-shaped recovery? It's pretty nasty. This price action. Well, let's see. Okay, this looks very bullish again, guys. I mean, this is really not. Let's be very careful. I did take my profit already, so I'm up $400 now, but so it's leaving Asia lows for now. It's going back to the 4 o'clock price. It might reject at the 4 o'clock, so just watch the, so that's 336. Let's see if it rejects at 336 or even below. For me, that's a very, so that's how I use the 4 o'clock as well. The 4 o'clock is very, for some reason, I noticed like, oh, is my door closed? Some monkeys. What are you looking at, monkey? You're not coming in. Naughty. They're so naughty. They're so cute. Oh my god, they're so funny. You know, it's very funny when you do like this. They also, you know, they look at you like that. Like you cannot make eye contact with them. Also, they don't like that. They feel threatened, so you just sort of like look past them. But when you do your head like that, they're sort of like they're always like looking at the cats, and the cats are looking at them, and they sort of like they don't play with each other, but they know each other because they always hang out here. Um, but they're not used to me sitting here, so they're like, "What the hell are you doing here?" You know. Now we cannot steal. Yeah, so you'll hear them on the roof now because they're jumping. That makes a lot of noise though, so I'm sorry about that. Well, among money, I wish. Hey, I wish there was money on my window. That would be really nice. Yeah. No. Well, that's South Africa. I mean, where you live here, it's normal that we have the monkeys here. It's sort of like actually. Well, I used to live in Hoedspruit. That's near Kruger Park. That's I had giraffes walking by and things like that. That was really the bush. But here we don't have the. We only have the monkeys left, and there's a nature reserve, and we have some impala, some hoofed animals, but not like a. Oh my, they're so funny. Yeah, they're so cute. Okay, so we're going back down. So the only thing, if I'm sitting upstairs and I leave the kitchen door open, obviously they'll try to get some food, right? But now I'm in the kitchen, so now they are like, oh shit, we cannot steal anything because she's here. Yeah. Ach, they steal an apple or banana, and then they just run off. And then when you chase them, so I mean I feel sorry. Then they just drop it, but you don't want to give them food. That's the only thing you should not do. That's really bad if they start getting food from you. Yeah. And when I lived in Hoedspruit, I had a baboon break in, and that's really that you don't want a baboon. You have to redecorate, you have to paint, you have to. They broke my golf club. They are the bike. They just raid. They go inside and they raid. They break everything what they can, and it's like ha 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 ha. We hate you humans. We're just going to break everything. And you know, in a way, they're right because we're in their territory. So, but like for example, the little vervets are the cute ones that are here. They just steal an apple and they're off. But the baboons, you know, if they see a pack of rice, dry rice, they just open it and they just throw it around everywhere. Imagine just dry rice, and you have to clean it up, and then they shit everywhere before they leave. It's like your whole house is destroyed when you have those baboons. I mean, I'm not afraid of burglars here. I'm just the only thing that I'm afraid of, not here where I am right now. We don't have baboons here, but in Hoedspruit where I live, the only thing that we worry about is baboons break-ins. That is the only thing you really don't want. I would rather have a normal break-in than a baboon break-in because that is like, and they can kill your pets as well, by the way. They're nasty. And they're big. They're very, they can be very vicious. Mm. I think, by the way, instead of talking, I think it's, are we still going down to the area, right? I might re-enter again. Just waiting, it's 4:27 now. Or it might just use, you know, guys, in all honesty, maybe we should, they could leave this move for later for the, you know, there's news coming at 8:30. So now it's already 4:30. So it's 4 hours. It's not that, I wonder if they are going to stall again, if we're going to get back into consolidation. It is typical for this time. It is sort of like, you know, they moved NFP again, but remember, it is still Thursday. NFP week is always my worst because there's so much manipulation. Now there is no NFP because last week the government shut down, but now they moved it again. But I'm just wondering if it does impact the price action. So that's the only thing that worries me now. So again, it doesn't go to Asia lows. It stalls. We're getting back in consolidation. So I'm just thinking maybe to leave it here right now. And, you know, I'm up right now, but I don't want to give anything back. And I also don't want to be caught in manipulation. And I think it's going to go back into the range again. It looks like it. Eventually it will go down to Asia lows, I guess, but it could also stall and leave it for a little bit later. So, yeah, there's just no follow through, right? So that's the only thing that bothers me. Yeah, I want to, I can stay and talk about price action all day, but I think if it's just, you know, bad price action, I think it's just better that we walk away a little bit and wait until either Asia low is broken. So either we put an alarm in and we come back then. Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do right now because I think it's a little bit dicey now with that going back and forth and not taking. Oh my God, I've got a mommy with a baby, with just a baby. She just got her baby. Oh, it's so cute. She just gave birth, and I see the baby now. Oh, that's so amazing to see. By the way, I just have to. Yeah, you can't see it, but I'll try to. I have some footage of them. I'll make some footage. But yeah, the mummies are very, very cute with the babies. But anyway, if I may ask, if anyone enjoyed the stream, please like this. If you feel like you got some value out of it, help me out by liking the stream. It really helps me to push out the algo a little bit. As a YouTuber, I do need some help. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, there was no, I don't know, I think there was SMT matter, but I always try to journal my London setups before the AM setups. So I'm going to try to do that and see what if I can find some things. But it's just, you know, we just have to wait, I guess, till the AM session, or maybe pre-market a little bit later. But yeah. I just wonder if it's going to go lower before 5:20ish. If it's another hour, I wouldn't be surprised that we're going back into consolidation because we're at midnight again, guys, and that's not a good sign. I hate that when that happens, when we keep on going back to midnight, it just keeps on going back and forth. So, um, yeah, that's just a signal for me like, oh my God, we're back again. We've been through like back and forth through midnight, maybe all the time, right? Since we got on, and that's about 2:15 ish. So and then it consolidates again around midnight, and just yeah. So I think I'm going to touch some grass. I'm going to go to do a nice walk on the beach here, and then refresh my mind and brain and get ready for the AM session. So yeah, I'm just going to let it go now and do some other things, and then I hope to see you guys later. And again, I want to thank everyone for hanging out here and um, supporting me. Appreciate it a lot. So, and they're also starting to do some work here. So the leaf blowers and the gardening and with a lot of noise. So I don't want to bother you guys with that because it's just yeah. So you know, and then we'll get back to the setup. If there was a setup, I'll go over it obviously. But hey, I'm still working on the 2 a.m. I'm well, actually, I'm not gonna call it the 2 a.m. But I think the 2 a.m. move, right, which I'm tracking. I want to make a model around the 2 a.m. But I think it's going to be a London, not the silver bullet, but just something because I think the 2 a.m. it works in conjunction with some other things, so it's just going to be a broader model. So okay, I'll see you later then today. Thanks, Mercy. I appreciate you. Um, but yeah, just be careful. If you want to trade, guys, look at the 15-minute, the breaker on the downside. There is a breaker there for the retest. That might be a good long again. And if you're short, yeah, just be careful because there are a few. Um, let me just go over them quickly. So there is a sort of flat bottom and a wick here. It's always like, you know, a lack of manipulation, but there is a tiny wick. So it could, the price could, if it goes down, it could wick here. Oh, we're going down now. Okay, now I see still six people here. I'll watch with you guys because there might be a move to the downside. So it might still here, but there is a fair value gap here as well. So I'm just wondering if this liquidity will be taken or it's going to reject in this area. It's 4:33. Okay, that's a good time. That is in time for a move. So okay, well they were like, oh my God, Iris is going to leave. Let's quickly start moving. Otherwise, she's leaving. Okay, and Q, if you're going to make a move, because London is now. Hold on. Okay, let's see. If Asia low is now on the cards. Is it gonna go or not? Okay, come on, go. What was Asia low again? Let's see. That's 307. Let's see what goes there now. Come on, take it. And then I'm done. Then we're gonna leave it and I'll be back later. 307. Okay. Okay, guys. 307 is Asia lows. Just be careful here. I need to go. I need to do something. So I'll talk to you guys later. And yeah, it's getting very noisy as well here. So I'm a little bit distracted. And I think the noise will also impact you guys. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Be careful in this area, okay? And I'll see you guys later today or tomorrow. Bye bye now. Take care.